Ellen with blackfilm.com, and I am chatting with Grammy-nominated Nigerian singer, songwriter, actor, and producer Lisa Yaro, aka a quadruple threat. Like, hello, how are you, Lisa? Welcome.
I'm good. That was a mouthful, wasn't it?
I mean, but that's a good thing. You are a multi-hyphenate creator, talent, and that's a big deal these days. So congrats to you on that.
Thank you.
Yeah, so 2021 has been a really big year for you with the release of music and the film. And so my first question is, before we even dive into your incredible accomplishments, what came first? Like, what bug bit you first? Was it music or film?
So, well, I mean, throughout my childhood, it's been both, surprisingly. It's been acting, school plays, theater companies that I was a part of, music, doing different musicals in school. But as far as professionally, I would have to say it was the music that came first. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. And what was some of your inspirations growing up?
Well, listening to Sade, and I think for me, why I always resonate with her, Sade, if you're watching, hello. What resonates so much with her for me is, she's Nigerian as well. And, coming from a Nigerian background, it's like, okay, doctor, lawyer, pick one,
Right.
So, exploring, something outside of those two fields. I think that gave me courage to be like, okay, I still love helping people as far as, wanting to be a doctor growing up, but, this is also my passion. And there are ways to use the gifts that God blesses you with in more ways than one. So that was my stronghold as far as inspiration.
Wow, it doesn't get any better than Sade, for sure.
I'm telling you.
So speaking of music, I mean, I have been obsessing low key over Domitila, and I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Visually, the colors, it's sexy, it's a whole vibe. What inspired that song, video, treatment, all of that?
So with Domitila, it's kind of in Hausa, in Nigeria, Igbos, whatnot. That's kind of like saying, oftentimes people perceive you to be a certain way when they see you, and I'm not what you think I am. Don't confine me in that box, in the sense of you could still be sexy, you could still be classy. It's not a spectrum of all or nothing. It's an open spectrum, and just being okay and expressing yourself and your femininity, but still saying like, no, I'm not what you perceive, because oftentimes people will see me, I'm a shapely woman, I'm Nigerian, and they're like, oh, okay, are you like a pinup model? I was like, no, I'm a songwriter, I'm pretty smart, I'd like to think, So it's perception is reality to some. So it's kind of sparking that conversation.
Indeed. And I love especially the scene with you in a cage, right? Because to your point, don't put me in this cage, in this box. I am much more than that. So that's low key, not even low key, that's high key empowering.
Thank you.
If you think about it from that perspective, in terms of the viewers. And so I know you have another single coming out. I think it's not out yet, or is it, Yaro?
Oh, it's not out yet. I had to push it back because I did get such an amazing response with my previous single, Domitila. I will be performing it for Big Brother Nigeria. So I'll be flying back out to Nigeria to do a live performance of that, which is exciting. So we're trying to hone in on this record and just kind of give it the special attention that it needs to grow. And then that will be the follow-up single.
And so how soon until an album release?
So I've been really praying about that. And for me, I'm such a stickler with wanting things to go how I perceive them or how I perceive they should go. Yeah. And I think God's just kind of been taking my foot off of the gas in that sense and just feeling my way through and seeing, what direction he wants me to go in. Because I in my mind, I said, okay, we're going to put the album out, in the next month. And then all these different blessings were occurring. I was like, okay, well, let me take it a few steps back and see maybe it's not completely done, you know, like revisit different parts of the singles that I have on the album and see if I could tweak it in some kind of way. So I've just been making sure it's like fully polished and ready to go. Yeah. It's like my baby project. So.
That's right. I fully subscribe to listening to that message and to your intuition. Especially if it's telling you to slow down. That's happening for a reason. So
yes. I always have to listen.
Right. Yeah. I wish we listened a whole lot more than
listen. I wish I listened all the time. Hindsight is 2020. You're like, oh, listen.
Either way, I'm looking forward to it. I when I was listening to your music and just kind of getting acclimated with you as an artist, and I think this is an amazing thing, and I hope you feel the same way too. But I was getting like Nigerian Sierra, but like 4 or 5, like it's just a whole different vibe. But you were just like, Sierra came to mind.
I get Sierra all the time. Okay, Jazzy Faye always that's one of my good friends. He always calls me Chocolate Cece, and I'm like, dude, like everyone thinks I look like her. She is beautiful, so I'm like, I definitely take that as a compliment. But it's just so fascinating because I personally have not seen it, you know?
Yeah.
But I was like, I'll take it, you know, who doesn't want to be compared to, you know, like, but style wise, look, she can outdance me, but I'll definitely take that. I think for me, as far as my artistry, it's just kind of finding my own path, you know, and I don't sound like everything that's out. And, you know, embracing that. And I think that's the beautiful thing about being an artist is you get to create your own lane. You get to create, you know, who you want to be and what kind of artistry you want to showcase to the world. So I think it's been a wonderful journey for me of discovering who I am. Like, we should continuously be discovering who we are. No one truly knows who they are. So for me, it's just being open and, you know, seeing where I would love my career to go, but also being flexible and saying, okay, if it doesn't go this way, what's the message I want to put out? So like further song, you know, like my future songs, I definitely am taking into account those attributes.
I mean, Nigerian artists are killing the game right now, right? And I am loving every minute, every second of it. So I think, you know, you being a part of that equation, it's pretty dope because I don't know that there's a lot of female Nigerian artists doing what you're doing. I could like count on half a hand.
Yeah, especially in the States.
That's what I'm saying. Yes, specifically in the States. And so that road is wide open. That path is wide open for you to do what you were meant to do. So I'm excited.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yaro, till the end. And so just switching lanes a little bit to film. My God.
Yes.
So
love film.
Asking for It is a film that was premiered, that was screened at the Tribeca 2021 Film Festival. While I didn't get a chance to watch it, I heard so many good things about it. Okay. And I love the synopsis. So can you talk a bit about what that film is about?
Yes. So Asking for It is more so of a woman empowerment film. A group of women who, you know, are not so much as outcasts, but they find themselves and create a family, create a bond. Another individual who Kiersey plays the role, she comes in, you know, she had some traumatic experience, you know, she was raped from an old high school friend, and he's kind of denying it, you know, but it definitely is something that happens. And so she joins the girls on the road to kind of take matters into their own hands as far as, you know, getting justice.
Right.
For everyone who's ever been, you know, hurt or, you know, attacked or violated in any kind of way. So it's really a film about a group of women who have that strong bond and are taking justice into their own hands, especially with the climate that we're in today, the Me Too movement and everything going on. You know, a lot of women aren't really vocal and don't have that backbone to speak up for themselves. These group of women speak up for them.
No, I love the message. It's sort of like a girl gang sort of situation, right? Where they're kind of all avenging themselves or the other girls in this quote unquote gang. And you are around some heavyweight actors.
Yes.
I mean, Gabourey Sidibe,
Yes.
you say Kiersey Clemens, Alexandra Shipp, my God, and also Vanessa Hudgens. So what was that experience like working with the rest of the cast?
It was great. You know, for me, I would say it was very easy. It was lighthearted on set. We're all professionals in our own right, so coming into it, it was very smooth, you know, and everyone made it enjoyable in the sense of, you know, everyone pulled their own character out when it was time to perform. So it definitely is a special project that we each will hold near to us.
And so you play Angie in this film. Can you talk a bit about who Angie was and what she was going through during the film?
So Angie, hopefully we get to dive into those like individual characters. Angie is the tough one on the outside, but you know, for the people that she loves, she's a softie at heart. So the group of women she considers her family, so she's very protective over them. She has someone that she calls a sister. Her name is Jet, which is played by Elena Bloom, amazing actress. And you know, Angie and Jet are kind of like they're sidekicks to each other, you know? So they're very protective of each other. They're protective of the group of girls, and Angie's not afraid to shoot a gun. So yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, so she's tough, you know, she's strong, but she is also very like nurturing and caring with her loved ones.
Gotcha. Okay, and then so Kiersey Clemens plays Joey.
Yes.
All right, and she's the young lady who gets sexually assaulted after a date.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And then we have Regina, who's played by Alexandra Shipp. Mm-hmm. And so her role is, what was her role in this?
So she's basically the one that brought Kiersey's character in as far as introducing her to the group of girls, and she took her under her wing.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. And then Vanessa Hudgens plays Beatrice.
Yes. And Beatrice didn't like the fact that Joey came in with the group. You know, Beatrice is very protective over the group.
Gotcha. And the name of the group is what? The Cherry Bombers, right?
Yes.
I love that name.
Isn't that cute?
Like, it sounds cute, but then when you meet everyone, it's not as cute as we thought.
Exactly. It's like, that's so cute. Whoa, that's the Cherry Bombers. They're intimidating.
And so Gabourey Sidibe plays Rudy. And so what was her character all about?
Her character was more so the one that was our connect with, you know, finding avenues to get into the different buildings that we needed to complete our missions. So yeah, she was the ally. Okay. Mm-hmm. And so what connects all the girls is have they each been through some sort of past trauma, like everyone? Yes. Okay. Yes, everyone in their own right has been through something with a man that's made them feel disrespected, violated. So that's a common ground that they resonate with. And so how did this project find you? So Eamon, amazing script that he wrote. Just, you know, 6 degrees of separation, knowing Luke Daniels, and, you know, being presented with the script and auditioning for the role of Angie. And yeah, it was kind of history from there. And then, you know, once all the characters were placed, you know, just having phone conversations, you know, trying to find that common connection with each actor before we got on set was very good. Good. Okay. I'm really looking forward to watching us. Yes, you have to. Yeah. I love any film that has to do with female empowerment. Yes. You know, be it good, bad, or ugly, depending on what we're trying to achieve. I'm here for it. So is this your first feature film sort of role? Yes, with yes, I will say it's my first official feature film. My first film was in 2010. Called Something Like a Business with Kevin Hart. And I think I started off as like a background, and I got bumped up. And as far as like having speaking lines, I was like, oh, okay. I think that's when in 2010, I was like, oh, you know, I really like acting as far as like trying to pursue it as well as pursuing music, which for me, thankfully, it's been working out hand in hand because I also have my latest single on the end credits of Asking for It.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, that's huge.
Yeah. So it's awesome that I could bring both worlds together.
That's right. And so, in addition to the film, you also curate your super popular YouTube channel series. I mean, listen, I've been binging on Toxic Love. When I tell you,
That's one of my favorite series, and we do it in one take.
are you serious?
Yes, it's just we start the camera, and I, because when I created the series, I was like, hey, this will be really funny, because a lot of people can relate to this. So before we start, I give them a topic, and I'm like, let's just see where it takes us.
Wow.
And we just jump right in. Yeah.
I mean, your YouTube channel has what, over 120,000 followers and 14
Yeah, like
million
160, 150. Yeah.
What in the world? So, okay. So when did this start? When did you decide like you were going to start a YouTube channel and start creating content?
I think it started about 3 years ago. And for me, it was something that I said, oftentimes when people do meet me, I'm a social introvert, I like to say, because when they meet me, I'm very reserved and, I just watch.
Yeah.
So I said, well, I'm very goofy. And I said, well, what better way for people to actually see that side of me? I was like, let me start creating content and sketches so they can actually see, the silly side of me. One of my favorite actresses is Lucille Ball. So I think like that resonates with my comedy at times, as far as like not being afraid to make the facial expressions and, and take it there if it needs to. But yeah, so that was a driving force for me, was saying, okay, I want people to see the comedy, the funny personality that I do have. So.
You are a natural.
Oh, thank you.
Say that. Listen,
thank you.
It looks like it comes. It doesn't even look like you're acting. It just looks like I am a voyeur and I am watching you live your life, and I shouldn't be, but I am. That's how good it is to me. Like,
thank you. People think a lot of it is real, and it's so funny because oftentimes they're like, "Oh my gosh, I thought you were dating so and so," and "Oh my gosh, are y'all in a relationship?" It's like, this is acting, y'all. Like, this is like, no, like this is not my life. I'm playing a character.
listen,
But I mean, it's good that people find it so believable. That's a compliment.
I was going to ask you, like, so do you and Cornell go together in real life?
It's the comments tickle me. It's so fun to read them. They're like, "Oh, I'm telling Cornell, you're cheating." I'm like, what?
I love it because they're so relatable, and it's unfortunate that toxicity. As you watch it play out, you look at it and you're like, damn, okay, I think I did that at one point, or I could relate to that some way.
It's the irony of knowing that the character that I portray, is in her mind, she genuinely thinks like, we're so in love, and and it's like, you don't see all the toxic things that they both are doing to each other, and oftentimes you're so blinded by something, and it takes, situations to be pointed out like, that's kind of toxic, but she's like, what? Yeah, we're in love. So she's oblivious to the truth, but apparently there are a lot of people who relate to this.
Absolutely there are. And so while it is meant to be entertaining, it's also a bit of a cautionary tale if people are self-aware enough to see that and then identify like, oh, wait a minute, I do that. Maybe I should stop or change my ways.
A lot of my comedy stuff, I like to have it spark conversation. I have a series called Faking It, where a girl and her ex-boyfriend, they broke up, and she's trying to, get back with him. So she goes over to his house, and in the midst of that, he has another girl in the house. So she's upset. And instead of thinking rationally, she blurts out, "I'm pregnant." And she's not. So that's why it's called Faking It.
Right.
So now, she's trying to fake this pregnancy to get him back, to the extent of having her friend pee on a pregnancy test. And you got to watch that series. It's very interesting. It sparks conversation, because I've heard of things like this actually happening, people faking pregnancies, and things of that nature. So I think there are conversations that aren't often brought to light.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. But kudos to you, just using your creativity, again, not only to entertain, but to educate and to spark conversation, which is the only way that, change comes around.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to bring it into comedy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Because for whatever reason, it's easier to digest if there's humor behind it.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So keep doing your thing. Don't you change anything about it. So what's your ultimate movie role, and what genre would it be in?
You said what? I'm sorry?
What's your ultimate movie role, and what genre would it be in?
My ultimate movie role and what genre? I would say action comedy. That'd be kind of fun.
Action. Okay.
Yeah, right. I don't know if I do all my own stunts, but I'll try.
I can see that.
Yeah, like I've always thought that would be fun as far as, learning different choreography and, just being able to be silly and goofy at the same time. So who knows? Maybe I'll have to write something, right?
Yes, that's right. That's right. You write your own story.
Yes.
I
learned you can't wait on someone. You have to find opportunities and create them for yourself sometimes.
Amen, sister. There's a lot of power in telling your own stories too.
Yeah, it really is.
And a lot that people can learn from your own personal experiences. So
yes, I agree.
I fully subscribe to that. So what else do you have coming up? Like, what should we be expecting from this Yaro?
So I actually just landed a pilot. It's untitled. We've already filmed 2 episodes. Very excited. It's a sitcom.
Okay.
So I'm very excited about it because it gets to showcase my comedy, as well as, serious topics at hand. Can't say too much about it, but I'm very, very excited about it. So that's what's next. And then, performing for Big Brother Nigeria as far as the music. That's going to be end of this month.
End of this month. Okay, so you're flying to Nigeria to make that happen. Wow, that's incredible. And so you're just going to go to do that and you're coming back, or are you chilling in Nigeria for a second? Okay.
Yeah, whenever I do go out there, it's usually like press, radio, TV, do the performance. I'll probably have a photo shoot lined up and then fly back out.
Gotcha. Wow. Okay. That sounds amazing. Where can people find you on social?
Well, you guys can find me on all platforms. YouTube is Lisa Yaro. Same with Instagram, Lisa Yaro. Facebook is going to be @official Lisa Yaro. And then my Twitter, I'm trying to keep up. Tweet me and I'll tweet you back. Miss Lisa Yaro.
Nice. Yeah, definitely check out her YouTube channels, man. If you are, looking for a good laugh and a teachable moment.
Yeah.
You get it there. Lisa, thank you so much for talking with Black.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Yes, anytime. And you have a good rest of your day.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.
Bye.